who are integral to our production. Like we couldn't do it without them because we can't hire people full time. Like we can't pay. I mean, like honestly, I don't pay my bills with web video. I do it to supplement my income from actually mainstream acting. So it's kind of like still a growing thing. So I think people kind of look at web video and say, hey, there's a potential there to be like, this is the way that I'm going to do art, but it's not good. The money isn't quite there yet. So in order to get the word out about a web series, it takes a lot of hours every day. So it just doesn't happen overnight. Like we started doing this show 2 years ago, and most of it is just having a really good plan, but just like knowing what are people watching the show, where are they going to be, and how am I going to remind them of the show being on. And it's just me sending emails out and posting to Twitter. Like Twitter has really made it a lot easier to get the word out because honestly fans are able to help us get the word out through there. We don't have professional PR at all. It's just me behind my computer. So at the same time, like writing, writing is a completely different thing. Like after this Dragon Con, I'm like taking like a 2-month hiatus because I have to write a comic for the guild. And it's really hard when you have so many things like meetings and so much launching of episodes and editing. Like I went home last night at 12:30 in the hotel room and was giving notes on episode 6 of season 3, 45 minutes, like typing out editing notes so you can get them turned in, on Tuesday. So it never really ends. There's always something to do. And it's not horrible. Like it's just, I have a very busy life. It's not like the indolent life of the actors. It's like, hey, you want to go to coffee? Hey, oh, I don't have any auditions. That's usually what actors do in Hollywood. They just lunch. So I picked something a lot harder to do, but it's really fun to be able to creatively collaborate with the editor and the writer, and I mean not the writer because I'm the writer, but director. A lot of coffee. And yeah, so I would say it's 50% creating and producing and 50% getting the word out. So it is a large proportion of it, which isn't normal. But for a web show, if you're doing it grassroots, it takes that much work.
Hi Felicia, I really appreciate what you're doing. It provides me with lots of entertainment.
Thank you.
Now, over the last couple of seasons, I thought I remember the episodes being between 6 and 10 minutes long. Now on Xbox it says that the episodes will be between 3 and 6 minutes long. Is that a change?
No, actually, I don't know, 6 and 10 minutes. I don't think we've ever had an episode over 8 minutes. I think Fights, the last one, was 8 minutes and 39 seconds or something. Like that was me like, shave some more, cut a scene, and trying to make it as short as possible. The first episode of the whole, the guild is like 2 minutes and 56 seconds or something, so it's under 3. I know, I have to think about these seconds. It really makes a difference. Because in web video, like I don't know if you guys noticed, but sometimes, and this is why I suggested, I don't know if they turned the subtitles, they didn't turn the subtitles on, but sometimes when we screen season 1, we put the subtitles on. Because in web video, you're alone kind of watching by yourself. And when they do professional, big movies, they test them and see if people are laughing over lines. But we cut it very, very fast because we don't want people to get bored because it's very easy to just click away. So I noticed that we cut our episodes very fast, so we put the subtitles on there, and people don't, tend to like stop laughing just so they won't not hear something. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot different that way. And so no, the episodes for season 3 are a lot longer. I wrote a crazy script with crazy locations and exterior locations. Who would have thought it was hard to shoot outside? And I have more freckles right here because of it. Yeah, the episodes for season 3 are going to be longer, like average like 6-7 minutes. But we've never had an episode over 8 minutes, and I try to keep them under 6. So, that's as much as we can do, like, on our budget. It's kind of prohibitive to make longer episodes than that.
You're one of us. What's it like to be up there instead of down here? It's only been 2 years that you've been this huge, so it must still be a bit new to you. So what's it like being up there?
I'm talking really fast, so it's a little I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of, it's the internet. So for every one person who likes my show, the other one is like, ooh, I wouldn't do her, on a blog, or that's the thing. Like I can't get a big ego about things because we're just basically plugging away in my office. Like we don't have office space, we don't have employees. Like we're still doing a lot ourselves. So it's phenomenal to meet people, people who've seen the show, rather than just number counts on the videos. I mean, that's why I posted the videos to YouTube just so I could see people's comments. just because it makes me happy. You know, some of them. Some of those comments. I mean, it's just really humbling experience. Like, there's no way to get big about it because I'm just as big a fangirl as possible. Like you know, while you were watching season 1, I was like going down Artist Alley. I was like, ooh, look, you want to give this to me? No, I signed something for you. You know, I don't want to take something. So I just feel like anything I do, I hope that you guys or anybody watching it is inspired to do whatever art it is that draws you. Because we're all capable of making great things, and we all have something special to say about our own lives. And I think that sometimes we get inhibited about expressing that in whatever art form we do, because you feel like, oh, you know, I'm not going to be hugely popular, or oh, the gatekeeper people aren't going to like what I'm doing, or they keep rejecting me. But the cool thing about the internet is that you can do it, and you can find people who appreciate what you're doing. And that's what this show is about. Like, nobody, you know, really did web series a lot, and we just reached out to people who we thought would like the show, and 2 years later, this is, you know, you guys have seen my show. It's kind of cool.
Well, I wanted to thank you for putting something out that's great for the geek audience.
Thank you.
Because there's not enough entertainment out there that's targeted specifically towards us. I was wondering if you could talk about your work with Joss Whedon.
Oh yeah, he employs me. Which I'm forever grateful. Joss is amazing. He's just, I'm still, like, I get nervous around him. I've known him for years. And I'm like, hi, Joss. He's like such a regular guy. He's like, hey, Felicia. So, I mean, he's, you know, she's just a joy to work with, and just like a creative genius. It's just kind of, he never stops, like, having brilliant ideas. As you can see, you know, just jumping in and doing Dr. Horrible, nobody in his position would do something that grassroots. And, like, why bother? Like, he's not going to be making what he could in mainstream media, but he's like, he wanted to make a point, and he wanted to play, and he didn't want people telling him what to do. And, like, something fantastic like Dr. Horrible, like, just changed so many lives, came out of it. So, I mean, working with him is just, it's like a family. Like, especially the things that I've done with him have been more play than work. I mean, you know, thank goodness he writes me roles. You know, and he always lets, you know, like for Dollhouse, like nobody in Hollywood would ever even see me to audition for that role. And in episode 13, I'm sure we'll talk about that more at the Dollhouse panel tomorrow. But I just gotta say, he's just a total gentleman, and he's genuine. You know, I take a lot of lessons from him. He's an inspiration for me. He is a genuine, like, really humble, regular guy, and who's just a creative genius. Damn him.
How much can you tell us about the comic you're doing with Dark Horse?
Yeah, so for Monday at 10, Scott Alley, actually from Dark Horse, will be on the panel with me. I can't tell you a lot because I'm still, like, I've been so busy doing, you know, traveling and doing all sorts of, you know, post-production on the show. I'm actually, after this, going to be, like, in lockdown mode to write the comic. I can just tell you that the timeline's not going to be the same as, you know, it may be different. It will be a little bit apart from what the series is, because I didn't want to be redundant. Like, obviously people want to know something different. Here's talking. And
from over there.
Oh, that made us a really deep voice. Anyway, that's a really... and plus I'm going to be doing stuff in-game, so I can tell you that. And we can talk about more on Monday, but so I'm going to... The cool thing about the comic, and the reason I wanted to do it, was that I could tell, like, adventures inside the game as well as outside the game, which I thought I can't do copyright-wise, or I didn't want to distract from the web series, which I like being only about the characters, but maybe it could be a little bit more adventurous inside the game. So that's what I'm going to explore when I finally get time to get that done.